Are you tired of feeling like your own worst enemy, trapped by self-doubt, procrastination, and a constant nagging inner weakness? What if I told you that the fierce, unyielding mindset of the Vikings held the secret to shattering those mental chains? Welcome to Hidden Samurai Code. Today, we're not raiding villages. We're raiding the mental barriers that are keeping you small, weak, and stuck. We all face battles, but for most of us, they aren't on a windswept coast or a frozen fjord. Our battles are invisible. They're the voice of self-doubt that whispers you can't, the paralyzing fear of failure, and the magnetic pull of procrastination that keeps our dreams just out of reach. We think of Vikings and picture fierce warriors facing harsh landscapes, brutal winters, and enemy shields. But their most profound battle, the one that forged their legendary resilience, was internal. They had to conquer the same demons we face today: fear, uncertainty, and the temptation to give up. Their environment didn't allow for weakness, so they developed a powerful mental strategy to forge unbreakable inner strength. And today, we're going to uncover that ancient strategy and apply it to our modern lives. This isn't just history, it's a blueprint for your own personal conquest. Let's start with the first and most crucial Viking principle: building your shield wall. In the Viking world, a shield wall wasn't just a physical formation. It was a symbol of collective strength and individual responsibility. Your personal shield wall is your resilience, your ability to withstand the psychological blows of life. The Norse had a concept called hamingja. It's often translated as luck or fortune, but it's much deeper than that. Hamingja was your personal power, your spiritual energy, your charisma, and it wasn't something you were just born with. It was something you built, day by day, through courageous action. Every time you faced a challenge and didn't back down, you added to your hamingja. Every time you kept your word, you strengthened it. It was a currency of character. So, how do we build this internal shield wall today? You start by facing small, intentional discomforts every single day. This isn't about grand, heroic gestures. It's about the small, consistent choices that build psychological armor over time. Take a colder shower than you'd like. Do one more rep at the gym when your muscles are screaming. Make that phone call you've been dreading. Speak up in a meeting when your heart is pounding. Say no to the easy dopamine hit of scrolling and pick up a difficult book instead. Each of these small acts is a brick in your shield wall. You are intentionally exposing yourself to microdoses of adversity. When you do this, you're not just getting tougher. You are fundamentally recalibrating your nervous system. Your brain starts to learn that discomfort is not a threat to be avoided, but a signal for growth. Rejection, challenge, discipline. These stop being terrifying monsters and become familiar training partners. Over time, these small wins stack up. Your confidence isn't based on empty affirmations. It's forged in the fire of your daily actions. You start to trust yourself because you have a mountain of evidence that you can handle hard things. That is your shield wall. That is your hamingja. Now, let's move from the shield to the spear, from defense to offense. Let's talk about the wisdom of Odin. Odin, the All-Father, famously sacrificed one of his eyes in exchange for ultimate wisdom. This wasn't just a myth about magic. It was a profound metaphor for perception. Odin gave up surface-level sight for deep inner vision. He understood the power of what the Norse called forethought. This is the practice of anticipating challenges instead of just reacting to them, or even worse, fearing them. Anxiety thrives in the unknown. It feeds on the what ifs. The Viking approach, inspired by Odin's wisdom, is to drag those what ifs out into the light and stare them down. Preparation kills anxiety. Think about your greatest weakness right now. Maybe it's social anxiety, procrastination on a major project, or lack of discipline with your health. The common response is to avoid thinking about it, to hope it just goes away. The Odin approach is the opposite. You must know your weakness like a wrestler knows their opponent. Study it. Understand its triggers, its patterns, its lies. If you're afraid of public speaking, don't just hope you won't have to do it. Instead, anticipate the next opportunity. What will you say? How will you stand? What are the 3 main points you want to make? Practice in front of a mirror. Record yourself. By preparing, you're not just getting ready for the event. You're taking control of the narrative in your mind. You're shifting from a position of fear to a position of strategy. You are no longer the victim of your weakness. You are the strategist planning its defeat. This forethought transforms vague, overwhelming anxiety into a clear set of problems that you can solve one by one. You sacrifice the comfort of ignorance for the power of preparedness. That is the wisdom of Odin. With a strong shield wall and the wisdom of forethought, we arrive at the core of the Viking identity, the warrior ethos. For a Viking, honor wasn't about what other people thought of you. It wasn't about fame or reputation, though those were often byproducts. True honor was an internal affair. It was about living in alignment with a code. It was about internal consistency. The core tenets of this code were discipline, courage, and perseverance. These weren't just nice qualities to have, they were the very definition of a worthy person. Your identity was forged through your adherence to these principles. You weren't a warrior because you carried an axe. You were a warrior because you acted with courage, even when terrified. You weren't disciplined because someone was watching. You were disciplined because that's who you chose to be. This is a powerful shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "What do I want to achieve?" the Viking ethos asks, "Who do I want to be?" Then, you simply act in accordance with that identity. If you decide you are a disciplined person, then when the alarm goes off, you get up. It's not a negotiation. It's an act of identity. It's not a matter of motivation. You are simply doing what a disciplined person does. When faced with a difficult task, you persevere not because you feel like it, but because a person of integrity finishes what they start. The goal is to become someone you respect. When you look in the mirror, you should see a person whose actions align with their values. That is internal honor. It's a source of strength that no one can ever take from you. When your actions and your identity are one, you become an unstoppable force. Your weakness doesn't stand a chance because giving in would be a betrayal of who you are. Now, it's time to bring it all together. It's time for you to face your Ragnarok. In Norse mythology, Ragnarok was the end of the world, a cataclysmic final battle between the gods and the forces of chaos. It was inevitable, and the gods knew they were fated to lose, but they fought with all their might anyway. Your personal Ragnarok is not the end of the world, but it is the final battle against the one great weakness that is holding you back, the one that governs your life and keeps you from your potential. I want you to identify it right now. Name it. Is it your fear of rejection? Your addiction to comfort? Your habit of self-sabotage? This is your great enemy. This is your Yamanganda, your world serpent. And here's how you fight it. Not with one grand, dramatic effort, but by attacking it daily with small, meaningful, and consistent action. This is where you combine everything we've talked about. You use your shield wall of daily discomforts to build resilience. You use the wisdom of Odin to anticipate its tricks and prepare your strategy. And you use the warrior ethos to anchor your identity in the fight. If your Ragnarok is procrastination, your daily attack is working on your project for just 15 minutes before you do anything else. If it's social anxiety, your daily attack is making eye contact and saying hello to one stranger. The key is that the action must be small enough to be repeatable but meaningful enough to be a victory. Each day you take that action, you land a blow against your weakness, and progress becomes inevitable. You are no longer waiting for a miracle. You are waging a methodical war, and you are winning, one day at a time. This leads to the final, most profound transformation, the identity shift. Understand this. You are not fixing yourself. You are not a broken machine that needs repair. You are a blacksmith, and your character is the raw metal. The struggles, the discomforts, the fight against your weakness, that is the hammer and the fire. The very process of confronting your weakness is what creates your strength. You are not fixing a weak self. You are forging a new self. The weakness doesn't just disappear. It gets transmuted. Your fear, when faced, becomes courage. Your laziness, when overcome daily, becomes discipline. Your self-doubt, when challenged with action, becomes unshakable confidence. You become stronger not in spite of your weakness, but because of it. You become the person who voluntarily chooses the hard path because you know that is where growth lies. That is the ultimate victory. You don't just defeat your inner enemy, you turn it into your greatest source of power. Your greatest battle will never be with another person or an external circumstance. It is, and always will be within. That is the only battle that truly matters. Conquer your inner weakness, and nothing external can ever stop you. Forge yourself in the fires of your own choosing. If this awakens something inside you, if you felt a spark of that old warrior spirit, then like this video, comment, and subscribe for more ancient warrior wisdom fused with modern self-mastery. Now, I want you to declare your war. What's your personal Ragnarok? What is the one great weakness you will start attacking today? Tell me in the comments below. Let's hold each other accountable. Thank you for watching.